What's up, YouTube? So today's topic, I'm going to talk about, man, not settling in life and not letting life kind of dictate where you're going to be at for the rest of your life, right? So what I mean by this is, like, don't let life make you miserable and stuck in your situation. What sucks about the human experience, and what really is fucking I can't stand in this realm, in this timeline too, and other shit, this overall the human experience is the fact that there's always going to be restrictions no matter what. So I'm using my life for example, because everyone's life is different and unique. We all experience different shit, and we all have different soul missions, different karma, different lack of free will and shit like that. So my example is this: it's very hard for me in this lifetime to have my own house and to have my own car. I do have my own car, but not like a fucking. I have a good car, don't get me wrong, but I want a great car where, like, I have a lot of where the car I want has a lot of, like, it could, like, it's very durable. It has a lot of endurance. It could last for a lot of miles. It has strong mileage. So because I'm constantly on the go. I want to travel around the world. I want to expand my horizons. The car I have currently, it can't really do as much. I gotta be careful with the type of vehicle I have, and I do have my own place, but I'm not satisfied with it. I'm military. I live in the barracks. I fucking hate living in the barracks. It's small as shit. It's not even a housing area. It's a fucking room. I got a roommate, and then, like, we share one bathroom, one shower, and I can't stand that shit, man. Like, yeah, I mean, before, in the first couple years when I was living in the barracks, I enjoyed it because it was my first time experiencing away from home, and I have my own place. But now, like, the older I'm getting, I'm a grown ass man. I'm 26, and it's like I can't live in a fucking room, bro. I can't. You know, this is why I'm always recording videos in the car, or I'm always out. That's not me. I can't be stuck in a certain situation for a long time. I constantly have to be on the go. I constantly want to expand my horizons. I don't like being stuck at a certain fucking situation. When it comes to a work situation, when it comes to a living situation, I just want to expand my horizons and shit like that. And what sucks is that, like, in this realm, in this society, it keeps you stuck. No matter where you go, it keeps you fucking stuck. And in order for you to actually get the things you want, it takes so fucking long, or you have to experience certain things just to get what you want. This is why when Chauncey won, he made a good point where, like, it seems like within the human experience, you could be all knowing, you know the right steps to take, but you have to experience certain bullshit just to get the things you want. This is why you have to have a certain energy to attract the things you want. This is why you see bum ass people make millions of dollars, or, like, they get viral on YouTube by making stupid ass videos. But you have people who have a lot more intelligence and knowledge, and they can't get as much views or money and shit like that, because just like what Chauncey once said, it's not about how much you know, but it's about, like, the energy you have, how much karma you have, and certain experiences you gotta have and shit like that, and all this other bullshit, man. Like, it's just, I hate this experience. I hate this human experience so much, because it's like, it's just fucking retarded. Everything is restricted. You can't have your own house if you're in the middle class. If you can't have, like, the average human being, they can't have their own house. They can't have their own fucking car. They can't, you know, they can't have their own gym, or, like, they can't, you know what I'm saying? Like, everything costs money, and, like, this is all what I mentioned. I'm not talking, like, everyone experiences different. Some people are able to have those things. So everyone experiences different type of blockages and obstacles. I'm talking about my life. It's just bullshit how, like, I have to wait so long just to have my own fucking place. I don't like living with people. I don't want to live with people. Even if I have a fucking girlfriend or a wife, I don't want to fucking live with them. I want to live separate homes. I want to live by myself. I want to have a nice car where it'll make me fucking travel everywhere and shit like that. I want to do my own thing. Me, I love studying, be on a fucking computer all day. I love doing that shit. But I want to do it at a peaceful fucking area. I can't do it when I have a roommate, or just, that's who I am. Like, I really crave alone, peace, and independence. And I just want to do my own thing. That's my life. Even like last night, like, I was going for a walk outside. I was going for some exercises and shit like that. Like, I was running, but then I was walking too, and it was just me by myself outside. And I was talking to myself. I was thinking to myself, like, my definition for success, from my perspective, for me, my definition of success is living in an area where like there's a lot of things to do over there. That's not ghetto. That's very nice, and a lot of things. It could be, it could be in Europe. It could be Hawaii. Whatever the fuck. As long as there's a lot of things to do here, and the weather's nice, and like there's beaches. There's like, the weather is always good. It's not cold as much. It's nice tropical weather, and it's not humid. There's a lot of cities and a lot of things to do there to have fun, right? As long as I live in that area and I have my own house, it doesn't have to be a fucking big house or a mansion, just like where you see these stupid ass billionaires who, for whatever reason, they like to buy all these big ass houses when they live by themselves, or like even they have families. Like, why do people buy such big ass fucking houses? They're like, people do y'all see? I'm not here to judge, but do you see how millionaires spend their money? They be spending them on some bullshit. If you have all that money, at least buy some shit that'll help you self-improve and improve the fucking world. But they can't do that because the Masons fucking rules them and shit. But anyways, like my definition of success is living in an area where like there's a lot of things to do, nice weather, and and I have my own house. It doesn't have to be a big house. As long as I have an area where like I have enough room. I don't want to live in a room. I want to live in a house, not an apartment, a house, to where like I'm away from everyone. I don't have roommates. I don't have neighbors. Just my own fucking house. Yeah, as long as it has a bed, as long as it has a heater, as long as it has like Wi-Fi connection and Wi-Fi plugins and a fucking sink and what else? A shower. And I don't want a TV. I don't watch TV. I would say a refrigerator, I guess, so I could place food like fruits and vegetables, and a pantry. A kitchen, maybe. Yeah, I guess a kitchen. And that's pretty much it. And like I said, a heater and an air conditioner. That's all I need. And not only that, but if I have my own car where like it's a nice car, not how like not like the stereotypical human being where they want a nice car so they could like impress people. No, like what I mean, like a nice fucking big ass vehicle that has a lot of room where like it could last a very long time because I'm constantly on the go. I love traveling, right? I love driving around. And that and I guess a gym membership, or at least my own gym where like I have my own workout equipment, and bam, as long as I have all that, I'm set. Then that for me, that's my dream life right there. That's my dream life. Like, it's that fucking simple. I don't want, yes, obviously making a lot of money is good. Who doesn't want to do that? Because the more money you have, the more freedom you have. Who doesn't want freedom? In this human experience, we're not free. We're not living life, we are surviving. This is why a lot of people are forced to do things they don't want to do just so they can have a slight chance of freedom. This is why people work until they're fucking 80, 60 into retirement, and then in hopes they could do their own thing by using their retirement money to do some bullshit. But even by then, they're too old and they can't enjoy life as much. And not even that, but then they spend half their lives being miserable and stuck in a situation they don't want to be in. The reason why it's hard for us to realize that I'm guilty of it too, because we've been doing it for so long. We've been programming our minds for so long, and we're just so used to it. But that's my dream life. Having my own house, having my own car, a fucking gym set up in the garage or whatever. And yeah, I'm just studying, working on my craft, like with the computer, learning about math, learning about metaphysics, learning about anything that I'm interested in the fucking computer. And working out and meditating, I guess some yoga here and there. And that's it. That's my life right there. Making YouTube videos, I guess, but that's pretty much it. That's my life. That's success right there. But it's hard for me to do that when I'm constantly living in shitty areas I don't want to be in, or like I'm always in a certain area, like the city or state where I don't want to be in. You know what I'm saying? So the universe or God always throws some bullshit towards my way and shit like that. And it's not just me. I know there's a pattern. Like, everyone experiences bullshit and this stupid ass obstacles. Whatever they desire, the universe or life, they'll block that shit and add some bullshit to it. I'm not sure if they do it just so you can know what you want. So now you know what you want, and versus you know what you don't want, so you can manifest better. Or like, it's just part of life. Or like, just like what Chauncey once said, you got to experience some type of bullshit in order for you to get what you want. And that's how you gain success. And like that, it's not about how much you know, it's about the experience. But it's just retarded, man. Like, I'm tired of this shit, man. And what's fucked up about this reality is that like it's not a guarantee for people to even have their next paycheck. You know, the government, they can shut this shit down. You see how banks collapses and all that? I'm not trying to spread a fear or like one of these new age spiritualists who always want to install fear into people by making false ass theories and shit. No, but what I'm saying is the more you actually study the system, the more you can see that like we don't have true freedom. They control our money system. They control if we eat or not. This is why you gotta pay for everything. You gotta pay for a water bill. You gotta pay for food. You gotta pay for electricity. You gotta pay for Wi-Fi. You gotta pay for a fucking car insurance, a phone bill, all this bullshit. Damn, man. Fuck. And I'm not trying to make videos to bitch and complain, but like I just like there are times where like I have to like let this shit out because like I can't hold it, man. Like this shit really pissed me off. Like how do people enjoy this reality? Like there are times where I'll try certain things, and yeah, it'll be exciting at the moment, but then I'll get bored eventually. You know, if I like playing basketball, if I keep practicing, yeah, I'll be good at it, and it was my hobby, but now I don't like it anymore. Or like you know, or like I'll work at certain jobs and be in certain career fields. It'd be nice, exciting at the moment, but now it gets old. You know what I'm saying? So I'm constantly trying new things and shit like that. I get bored easily. You know, there's nothing really exciting here. This is why even I made a YouTube video. I mean, a YouTube channel, so I could express myself, you know? And actually know the steps on how to gain more followers and stuff like that and go viral. Like, for example, I can make TikTok videos. TikTok is less corrupt than YouTube because YouTube shadow bans people. But with TikTok, you actually get a lot more views. I could post videos on Snapchat, on Facebook. I could do all of that. But the reason why I don't do it is because I don't want to go viral like that, you know? I just want the right types of people to watch my fucking channel. I don't want people I know in real life to watch my channel. You know what I'm saying? I don't want my family or anyone like that to watch my fucking videos and shit like that. The reason why I made this platform is so I could fucking express myself. This bullshit ass realm, man. And give me my fucking paycheck, my money, so I can do shit around this realm. But it's really sad though. Like it's really sad how this world it does restrict people a lot. And someone mentioned in my comments that like he had a theory that like human like as a soul, Earth is like a school and is meant to traumatize you. And in order for your soul to evolve, your spirit to evolve, you have to experience being traumatized and experience a lot of pain because that's how you grow spiritually, right? So it makes sense that like before as souls in afterlife, like it's so hard to get into Earth because Earth is like a hot spot for souls to get into so they can evolve. So you know what I'm saying? So it's very rare it's not rare, but like Earth is like a very like everyone wants to be there so they can evolve quick. And it makes sense that since in order for a soul or a spirit to evolve, you have to go through trauma and pain. So it makes sense that they all want to be on Earth. So once they're incarnated into Earth as a human, it makes sense that every human, this is why the human experience is so painful. Even being a fucking animal. You see how animals live and how they kill each other and shit like that. You see how people are forced to be slaves and work at bullshit jobs they don't want to be in. People are always in dysfunctional fucking relationships. People always developing some type of trauma and shit like that. We got money restrictions. We got wars and battles and violence and confusion and like all this poison and these foods and chemtrails and all these restrictions. And a lot of people are being depressed because they don't like this fucking realm. And it's very limited too. We can't fly. You know, some people are born deaf. Some people can't see. The human body is weak. This is why, like, if you don't, like, this is why if you don't work out for a couple weeks or a month, and then you start hitting back to the gym, your body feels sore and it needs recovery. That's my case, because there are times where, like, I'm not gonna lie, like, in the past couple of months, I was eating a lot, so I gained a couple weight. So I was trying to lose some weight, so I was running. I was getting back on my running. I went to the gym, and then my body feels fucking sore. My whole body feels sore, so I can't even do as much. You know, I was almost sleeping all day because my body was so sore. But that's what I'm getting at. The human body is weak. The human body. That's why you gotta do yoga and like there's so much like. This is so easy for the human body to develop a lot of trauma. And like it's so easy for the human being to be manipulated and lied to and develops a lot of fears and phobias because the human body is fucking weak. It's so easy for the human body, the human brain to go through what's it called? MK Ultra and like mind control and programming, all this other shit. That's why the government knows what to do to program people, because they probably study the human body and how weak it is. So they do shit like that, like social media, TV, chemtrails, and all the poison in the foods and shit like that. But sometimes I gotta check myself, because like I don't know if I'm lazy, or if I procrastinate a lot, or I complain a lot, or maybe I really am bored with this realm. So maybe it gets confusing, because there are times where like I catch myself like how I'm doing right now. I'm procrastinating, I'm bitching, I'm complaining how much I hate this world. So I'm not sure if that's the reason why I'm not getting to where I'm at in life, or maybe because no, maybe this life really does suck, and like I'm really not satisfied with this life and shit like that. Which could be a good thing, because you use it as motivation to go far in life, to go extremely far. Use your pain as motivation. This like I think Chauncey one, I think he mentioned this too. Like for human beings, like it's kind of a good thing for them to not be satisfied, because if you're not satisfied, then that means like you want more out of life. You know, he's got to use it the right way. You know, like if you're not satisfied with life and you want more, you can use it in a bad way or in a good way. You can use it in a bad way by being greedy, by lacking empathy and pushing people to the side. Or you can use it in a good way where you can use that as motivation to better yourself and to better the world. You know what I'm saying? And give another human being a helping hand. Yeah, but how I view the after, you know what sucks though? It sucks, like when you have a car, it's so easy for having a car to be low on gas whenever you fucking drive it. I always gotta pump gas every fucking week. I spend probably like $100 per week for gas, and then you gotta change the oil, you gotta have an engine check and shit like that. You gotta pay for car insurance, and you gotta pay monthly on all this bullshit, man. You know what I'm saying? And when people get pulled over, like for example, like I was driving, right? It was late at night, and like there's no cars around. I accidentally drove past a stop sign, right? But there's no cars around. It was late at night. It was like 3 a.m., 2 a.m. Like I was at an empty area, but I got put over, which it is justified getting put over. But then I got a ticket, and that ticket cost like $140 fucking dollars. And I think 170. I'm like, just $170 just for that? You know what I'm saying? Like, what the fuck? Like, there's no cars around. It's late at night, and like, I made a mistake. I haven't told the officer, like, hey, I made a mistake. I'll be more careful when I'm driving. You know, but I was distracted because like I was trying to like my phone dropped, and I was trying to pick up my phone and shit like that. So like, you know what I'm saying? But that's where I'm getting at. Like, we live in a world where like money controls you. You don't have free will. We're not truly independent because we're dependent on a system. So when people say we're dependent, no, because we're dependent on a fucking government. The money never existed. We can't build our own house. We don't know how to create phones and Wi-Fi access and Ethernet and energy and fucking, we can't create our own vehicles and shit like that on the spot. We rely on the fucking system, and then our past lives are erased, so we don't remember on how to create shit. I feel like if we all had access, I feel like if God were to allow a lot of human beings to have access to our past lives, we'll probably be creating a lot of shit in this realm, and we want to be as controlled. But I don't know, according to conspiracy theorists, some people who are spiritual, they say things like when babies get these vaccine shots as soon as they're born, supposedly these vaccine shots erases your past life memories. And this guy, he's serious in the temple, he mentioned that like there's actually proof that like people who are born without the hospital, who aren't born in the hospitals, these same babies actually remember the past lives and shit like that. There's actually documentaries about that. There's actually real life documentaries of people remembering their past lives and shit. So I don't know what the fuck that's all about, but you gotta be careful. Sometimes you can't trust mainstream documentaries and TV. So I'm kind of wary. I mean, it could be real. It's gotta have an open mind. Me, I have an open mind. So this is why I believe in the universe. I believe in God. I believe in spirit. You know, I believe in everything. I'm not believing everything. It's more so I have an open mind. You know, but I don't know how the afterlife is. So in the afterlife, you know, I could be wrong, but how I hope the afterlife would be like is when after you die, you have a willing choice to experience what type of life you want to experience. or what type of realm. So if you want to experience a realm similar to Earth, but without the money restrictions, without stupid ass people, and you could do your own thing, you could buy your own, like you can have your own house, you can have your own car, kind of like Minecraft and shit like that. You could build stuff like that, and whatever your passions, the hobbies, you could pursue that 24/7 without bullshit happening. You know, that's how I kind of view the afterlife is, where you have options to do what you want. You have all the freedom to explore. It's limitless and it's abundant. You know what I'm saying? Without bullshit. That's how I view the afterlife. At least I hope it is like that. And you have so many options to experience different realms. Or you could create your own realm and do your own thing. You know what I'm saying? And like, if God is real, you could like meet God, and then God is so loving, and like you just feel so comfortable in God's presence, like that you feel love 24/7. You feel that high vibrational love energy 24/7. You know what I'm saying? Or like you meet the universe and shit like that. You feel so safe. And like you have your real soul tribe family. And this is why when certain people are born into Earth, they don't feel connected to people because they're not around their like-minded people. Or if you meet your like-minded people through online or through in person, that's your soul tribe. That's your soul tribe members. Those are your soulmates, you know? And then you have more soulmates and soul tribe like family members in the afterlife and shit like that. And then the bond is so unbreakable and it's amazing. You feel safe. And like you ain't gotta deal with karmic families, like dysfunctional families and shit like that. And people who are fucking retarded and evil and shit like that. Narcissistic and just on some bullshit, you know? And a lot of other things, but that's how I view the afterlife. I hope the afterlife is like that. It better be shit, you know? I hope it's not corrupt. I feel like one of my biggest fears is like in life is me not living life to my fullest, but also like after I die and like realizing that like, you know how there's corruption in this realm, but imagine there's corruption in the afterlife. You know what I'm saying? Like maybe they have like a hierarchy of like this guy named Esoteric Knowledge 369. I'm not sure if he still has his channel. Like he used to make a lot of videos, and he's very underrated. You know, very underrated. Like he'll go into deep details about spirituality. Like he'll go like all the shit I talk about. Actually, I learned some of those things from Esoteric 369, or like he's known as Mastodon. But I'm not sure if he still has his channel because he deleted all of his videos and shit like that. But he did made a good point. Like he mentioned how like he mentioned like how there, you know how there's corruption in his human experience. He also talked about how like there's a possibility that like there's also corruption in the spiritual realm. So let's say you die in afterlife. He says like the same way where like people fucking like you see how you have like workers who works for these 9-to-5 jobs and stuff like that, and you have your managers and bosses in the hierarchy in the military and the government. He mentioned like it's the exact same way in the afterlife where like you have a hierarchy of like spirits or like ancestors who are meant to like guide you in the wrong path or meant to make you stay stuck in a certain situation through their frequency and shit like that. This is why your ancestors are retarded, or like you don't respect your ancestors like that, or like this is why like when you die then you automatically reincarnate to either a human or to an animal, and then you go through more suffering and torture. You know what I'm saying? Like he goes more into detail, but like he talked about how like there's a possible corruption in afterlife. You know what I'm saying? Where like they're trying to keep souls trapped and enslaved in a karmic fucking cycle. And other people who are spiritual talk about this as well. Well, at least similar. Where like there's theories where like after you die, don't go to the white light, because if you go to that fake white light, then it's gonna force you to reincarnate automatically, you know. So that's my biggest fear. After I die, then like I get manipulated by multiple spirits and shit like that, and now I'm forced to reincarnate against my will, and now I gotta experience all this bullshit again. You know what I'm saying? But I wonder what happens after you die. It's very interesting. You know what sucks about the human body though is that like when you die naturally, you're gonna get old and you're going to get weak. So I'm not sure if your mind gets slower as well. I wonder how it feels like to be old. I don't want to experience that shit, but it's part of life. This is why there's a hell, because it's like everything sucks pretty much, you know? Everything fucking sucks. Like I've seen one of my family members like live to, she was like over 100, and she died a natural death, and it was just heartbreaking. It was scary. It was traumatizing how much in pain she was. She was yelling, screaming, like she was like a baby all over again. She couldn't go to the bathroom. She couldn't eat. She couldn't dress up and bathe on her own like that. She needed assistance, and she's so old, so she has to yell or scream like that. You know, because obviously if you're about to die, you can't talk like how I'm talking. You can't move your body like that. So you pretty much look like a baby all over again. You know what I'm saying? And I remember when I was witnessing all that, my exact thoughts were like, why would God allow something like this to happen? Why would God create something so evil and for people or an existence to live, to experience suffering like that to that extent? Well, like, why would God create something like that? You know? Or maybe it looks painful in the outer surface, but maybe you're actually experiencing being old and dying, and naturally it could be blissful, because maybe my theory is that like the older you get, like the more like in tune you are with this spiritual realm, and like you can actually sense and feel different type of spirits presence, like ancestors or your guardian angels, and you're being more closer to source, and source deals with like love, energy, and shit like that. So there's a lot of comfort. You know what I'm saying? There's one when people pass away, like they've been reports of them seeing like light orbs and spirits and shit like that, you know? Or, you know, but yeah, I noticed on one of my videos and on Chauncey One videos, I always see a lot of white light orbs flying around. So I looked it up on Google. I'm not sure if it's like the camera catching like dust flying around, or like maybe lights from the camera to the window or something like that, or maybe it's actual like spiritual orbs flying across our area and shit like that. I noticed that. I like, that's actually pretty cool. I saw that in one of my videos, so I was like, what the hell? I was recording in the car. It was like during the daytime, and like I was seeing light orbs like flying around and shit like that. Chauncey want to get those a lot. Like I've noticed whenever Chauncey makes lives and all of his videos, I always spot light orbs flying around his car and stuff like that. So I wonder what these are, you know? But I don't know. All I know is that like if these spirits in the afterlife aren't doing shit to help this realm out, why would I care? Nah, I'm playing. But it's true though, man. There's a lot of restrictions. You can't really enjoy life. You know what I'm saying? This is why I eat food. I know food, like the thing with fasting is like it's doable, and it obviously it's hard, it's challenging, but it's very worth it. But one of the reasons why I eat food is because like sometimes like this realm, I'm not necessarily depressed or anything like that. It's more so I get bored easily. I feel like with depression, that's more of a mental, like scientific mental brain issue. But it's not that with me. I don't get depressed. I just get extremely bored. And since I get extremely bored, I get angry, pissed off, and I get sad and upset, you know? So that's different, you know? And that pisses me off sometimes when I get bored and unsatisfied with this realm, because don't get me wrong, there are things to do here. You can actually experience bliss. I've experienced bliss and happiness. There are times where I'm very into this realm. But what I hate about it is that it's so restricted and it takes so long to actually get the things you want. That's what pissed me the fuck off. Like there's a lot of unnecessary shit. Not in a way where like it's a good thing, where it's about perseverance, determination, and focus. No, it's more so like you gotta experience this stupid ass shit and you're forced to do things you don't want to do. That's unnecessary. That wastes your time, your spirit's time, your soul's time, just so you can have the things you want. You know, like working at a job, gambling your whole life just so you can have your own place, your own car, and your own resources and stuff like that, you know? Whereas you have other people scamming, stealing money, getting lucky, winning lotteries, people making OnlyFans and selling their bodies and doing all this grimy shit just to make money, you know what I'm saying? So this world is like, this world is bullshit. This is why people say life is not fair. It's not so that, it's more so life is bullshit. This is why I say, take life seriously, but don't take life personally. Take life seriously so you can get things you want, so you go far. But don't take life personally, where like like whatever happens is not personal. This life is on some bullshit. It always has been. Look at life's history. There's so much battles and corruption going on, enslavement and shit like that. Life is always on some bullshit. So why would, if God is in the universe is real, if God is real and the universe is real, why would they allow all this shit to happen? You know what I'm saying? I always think that shit. Like, why? You know what I'm saying? Some people say it's a test, or it's the human experience, maybe part of the human experience to experience a lot of suffering, to know what suffering is like, all this other bullshit. And that's the case, then I really hate this realm, and I have a good reason to hate this realm. If we're meant to experience being traumatized and beyond experiencing bullshit, you know? This is why every human being goes through shit, you know? Look at astrology. This is why you have full moon cycles, Mercury retrogrades, and all this other shit where people always talking about, oh, you got to heal this, you got to heal that, or you're going through this, you're going through that. The collective is going through this. The collective has to heal this. The collective has to heal that. Do people not question this shit? Why is it that like we're always in a constant healing journey? Everyone, we're always got to heal something. There's always some bullshit happening. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like as a spirit, you're all knowing. So, but once you're incarnate into a human body, that's when you lose all of your ability to think for yourself. And now you're forced to be in obligations and contracts you don't want to be in. And that's how you create karma. And that's how you set yourself up to reincarnate over and over again. This is why you don't remember your past lives and shit like that. This is why the human body is fragile. This is why it dies at an old age. It gets old. It gets weak and shit like that. This is why Earth is like a trap in a way, you know? And that's how you set yourself up for like reincarnation, you know? I would go more into detail, but I'm about to get something to eat. I'm not even hungry either. Like I'm just craving some shit because I want to experience some type of like a quick high. Like cause food is a drug. It's not actual food. And Chantuan mentioned this, and he made a good point. Food is not food. It's a drug. So the same way how people want to smoke cigarettes and vape and shit like that. Well, with me, I'm gonna eat some food real quick because like I gotta get my mind off of this shit, man. Well, like, comment, subscribe, have a good one. Peace.